What's going on, everybody? It's FREEDO here for your Overwatch, and today we're going to be breaking down the power that Roadhog wields, particularly in the Mercy meta. Most players, I think, by now, think that Mercy is a must pick, so you're probably going to have a Mercy and be playing against a Mercy. I don't know if I necessarily agree that she's a must pick, but that's a conversation for another day. There's a lot of Mercy going around, a lot of rezzing, so you're going to want to know how to combat it. But first, before we get into that, quick update. Our Overwatch Rez'd Death Adder Elite giveaway did conclude, and the winners were Blackhawk71, Peter Agnew 97, and Wolf Shaman X. We've sent you all direct messages on Twitter. Congratulations on winning this cool mouse, and thanks to everybody for entering. Now, I've already made a video about the Roadhog 3.0 new playstyle, so you can consider that video required reading for this one, but now I'm going to focus more on the implications that he has in the Mercy meta. We know where his playstyle is, we know where his strengths are, and we've even done a video on hitting Roadhog hooks, if you don't know how to do that. Long story short, make sure you completely track the target throughout the entire animation of the hook for the most reliable hooks. But the playstyle of Roadhog really fits in well in the matchmaking Mercy meta, and this is why. Well, one, if you have a Mercy on your team, her favorite types of heroes to revive are ones that can instantly have an impact with the space they're holding. If one of your squishy teammates dies out of position and he gets rezzed, well, more than likely that soldier's just going to get pounced on and killed, and it's not going to be as valuable. But as we know, Reinhardt, Winston, and Roadhog especially are really scary when they get to play aggressively and have a second life on top of that, which allows them flexibility to go for plays that they otherwise probably shouldn't. Aggressive moves that are kind of risk-reward, probably more on the risk side, and using Rez'd to bail it out and in fact mess up the formation of the enemy team who, once they kill a target who's overextended, they think it's time to press on, continue the fight like they've done in multiple seasons past, but then Mercy flies in really hard to hit, rezzes that target in your backline, and before you know it, Reinhardt is swinging. Well, Roadhog fits into that meta, but also counters that meta, because there's very few targets in the game who don't really mind getting caught into a close-ranged fight against those brawly tanks. Roadhog obviously can duel other Roadhogs, but he particularly isn't afraid of Winston or Reinhardt, whereas just about most of the other cast is. This meta can kind of be described not just heroes never die, but team fights never end. Because there's always like a res coming in and ultimate stalling and fights just last forever. And Roadhog is the type of character that can take a breather to just jump right back into the action, but also have the crowd control threat of the hook to negate the power of having that res target out of position. There's very few things in the game right now that I feel can punish severely enough a really aggro res. Roadhog hook does it because, of course, hook, everybody knows hook. I mean, if you've played the game since launch, you definitely know how sick hook's been, but it's got the multi-stun effect because it stuns them on contact, stuns them for a duration as they get pulled towards you, giving a window for your team to shoot them, and then they sort of have a delay before they can run again, and you can shoot them yourself as Roadhog, oftentimes getting the one-hit kill yourself if you aim in melee properly. This makes Roadhog kind of essential in a lot of situations, at least in these stall fights. I'm going to go over some gameplay in a second where we look at a situation where I don't pick Roadhog and I instead pick the other tanks. Really, all of the tanks are really good right now. They all serve a sick purpose for their job. But if you need someone that can brawl on the cart forever, Roadhog's like the only guy who can hold his own. You get advantage, you think you have it, and you step forward a little bit, they res it, all of a sudden you're not at an advantage. Roadhog's the only guy that sort of just dusts himself off and says, oh, another team fight. Yeah, let's go again, because he gets his full health, and of course, even when Mercy has Valkyrie and rezzing every 10 seconds, well, Roadhog's got a hook every 8 seconds. I'm prepared for you, baby. Hit me with your best shot. This started to be very evident to me with the new Roadhog when I started to play him more, even right before the Mercy meta. And here's an example of a team fight that my team was losing, but since I'm Roadhog and nobody really can challenge me, not 1v1 at least, because it's just a waste of their time. Like, unless their whole team's focusing me, they don't even really either duel me, and if they give me any opportunity to land a hook, well, it's very likely going to be an insta kill. And because I hang around in this fight that's lost a little bit longer, and am able to get picks on the back end against their backline, when my friendly retake finally comes in, we just take the point instantly, because they have no backline presence, and I did a significant damage to their D.Va. Which, by the way, adds in another layer of complexity, because D.Va is one of the best ways to hunt down Mercy. So surrounding the Mercy meta is this really interesting game of keep away, where your Mercy has insane value if you keep her alive and almost guarantees that you won't lose a team fight if she gets her ult off and keeps tempo rezzing up. So it creates a big value for them to go hunt her down, but that also leads an opening for a character like Roadhog, who's just an immovable object in the team fight and has a ranged punish to be able to stop those dive tanks from going where they want. D.Va's defense matrix nerf was especially important in opening up this playstyle for Roadhog because it was the best way to deny Roadhog's damage value. Zarya can use her bubbles to stop hooks, of course, but the rate of fire buff actually makes Roadhog a little bit more adept at dealing with Zarya, because when he does accidentally shoot one of her bubbles, it doesn't charge her immediately, and because he has a faster rate of fire, it's easy for him to get in the required amount of shots in between the time when the bubbles are down. Now I'm going to show an example of the other end of this, where I'm playing a dive tank on that same map that I was playing Roadhog on attack with. And the thing is, the dive tanks are still key to the meta as well, especially when high ground's involved, and Roadhog obviously can't jump. Big Boy's been working out, he can take a beating, but he can't really engage like the other tanks can. He just holds a spot in his brawly type tank. On the really big maps, I think you're definitely going to want to keep at least one mobile tank, because if you ever get in a situation where your tanks are out of position on a larger map, it's almost a foregone conclusion that you're going to lose the team fight, because unlike D.Va and Winston, the other tanks can't just quickly get back to a spot that they need to be. And also, the bigger the map, the more spread out the enemy is going to be, the harder it's going to be for everyone to track down Mercy, which is quite important as well. Being able to sniff out the movement pattern of Mercy and really just jump on her when they try to engage is the difference between you winning the team fight or them winning it through attrition. So I think all of that put together in a nutshell is kind of the tank meta right now in Season 6. It's built around being able to get to Mercy, defend the Mercy, deal with targets that get rezzed from Mercy, which typically are tanks, those are the scariest ones, and there's sort of this circular interplay between Roadhog and the dive tanks and Zarya, which has a grab, which is enough to overpower Mercy's res. All the tanks are looking quite good in the contexts that they work, so definitely don't pick Roadhog all the time, but I think especially in those matchmaking games where you get too many DPS picks, it's kind of a mistake if one of your DPS don't go one of the DPS heavy tanks that are out right now. D.Va does insane amounts of damage and takes mechanics to play, so does Roadhog, but he has crowd control as well. If you consider yourself a skill shot player and you're trying to play a DPS class, just pick Roadhog, because he actually can stand on the point and do all those things that you want to be doing with the shooting and the skill shotting and all that. Picking apart this Mercy meta bit by bit, I hope this video was helpful and aided us in gaining some insight into the interworkings of this brand new Heroes Never Die meta. Because of course, it's not just pickoffs and positioning anymore, it also is being prepared that in a moment's notice, the character you just killed is coming back to life at any second. And the character that's always ready for war is Roadhog. If you did enjoy it and it was helpful, please leave a like. It really does help us out and lets us know that you're enjoying the content. If you haven't already, please subscribe, because we upload each and every day, so you're gonna wanna hit the bell icon so that you get notified when our videos go live. Link in the description, you can check out our Twitter, where we tweet out news, updates, and dank memes, and also check out our sponsor, Rez'd. They supplied the mice for our giveaway, and if you still want the mouse and you want to pick it up for yourself, there's always a link in the description that you can use to go check one out for yourself. That's been it for me. I've been FREEDO for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.